Okay, class, I am very excited for you today because we are going to start our language book. Okay, so welcome to English Grammar with your language book called, just like it says up here, Language 4, God's Gift of Language 4. Okay, this book is going to teach you so many things, and I'm super excited for you. So, to make sure you're ready for today's class, because we are going to do like the paper together, okay? You want to make sure you have out your language book, because today you're going to be doing pages 1 and page 2, which is the front is page 1, and then the back is page 2. Okay, so make sure you stop the video, get that out with your pencil so that you can do this with me. Thank you. Okay, if you look at the beginning of this book before even page 1, this page right here, you guys, it gets us really excited about this book. Look what it says in front of that star. We are going to be effective communicators. Say that with me. We are going to be effective communicators, Miss Jessica. What does that mean, you guys? Communicators are people that interact with other people using methods of what? Talking, writing, texting. Okay, communication is communication between another person, okay? Where you either talk to them, write to them, listen to them, right? So look, you guys are super smart kids, and you're gonna have a lot to say to people, right? You might wanna ask them questions, or you might wanna teach somebody something. But you have to do it effectively. Effectively means that it works. So if you want to be an effective communicator, that means that whatever you say, somebody's going to understand. That when they hear it, they understand it. Or whatever you write, that they're going to understand it. And that they're going to learn something from it. Okay, so when I say that we're going to be effective communicators, that means that you're going to either say or write something that somebody will understand and learn from, okay? So what is an effective communicator? Repeat it after me. When you write or say something that somebody will understand and learn from. When you say or write something that somebody will understand and learn from. Okay, that's an effective communicator. So look what it says in your book right here in that paragraph. Everyone has a story to tell, but no one will listen unless that story is told effectively. Remember what effectively is? When you can understand it and learn from it. So follow Todd, there's the boy Todd, and Adina, two cub reporters, as they learn how to find and deliver information clearly, resulting in effective communication. So this whole book is going to teach you how to be an effective communicator, which is to do what? To say or write something that someone understands or learns from. So let's do it. Today we're going to be talking about one of the first things is what is a sentence. And you're going to see this box. Put your finger on page 1 on that box in your book. Okay, and let's read it. It says effective communicators can express complete thoughts. That means you speak in sentences, you guys. You don't just speak in one word. Yes. No. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, you don't speak like that. You speak in words with sentences, okay? Not just one word, sentences. So what is a sentence? Look what it says. A sentence is a group of words. Are you reading it with me? Listen, read it with me. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. Look what else it says. A sentence begins with a capital letter, that's a mayúscula, and ends with a period. punto. Okay, sometimes it ends with a question mark or something like that, but it usually ends with a period. So what is it again? A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. Okay, saying computer is not a sentence. Class, not a sentence. If I ask you, what do you need help with? This is not a sentence. Okay, we express ourselves in complete thoughts. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Like, look at this. Look at this sentence right here. The students watch the English video. How do we know that that is a sentence? I'm going to teach you right now. Number one, look for an action. Look for somebody doing something. Tell me right there. What's the action there? Watch. Okay, so number one, we look for an action. Number two, we look for someone or something doing the action. Who's watching in this sentence? The students. So the students watch the English video. Is that a complete thought? Yes, it is. Because someone's doing something and we know who's doing it. So that is a sentence. Let's look at another one. Developed the first compass. Desarrolló the first compass. What's the action? Developed. Who developed? Oh no, we don't have anybody who developed. So listen carefully, listen carefully. Is that right there in the red a sentence? Developed the first compass? No, you guys, it's not a sentence. Because yes, we have that someone's doing something, but we don't know who. So it's not a sentence. Look what it says right underneath it. This is only part of the thought. Who developed the first compass? So look at how we can correct that. The Chinese developed the first compass. So look what it says. This is a complete thought. This is a sentence. What's the action? Developed. Who developed? The Chinese. Boom. That's a sentence. Do we understand? So remember again. A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. It begins with a mayúscula, a capital letter, and ends with a period. How do we know when something is a sentence? 1, look for an action. Then 2, in front of that action, look for the person or the thing doing the action. If those aren't there, you guys, we probably don't have a sentence. Okay, let's practice that. Okay, now we're going to work on the first activity. Look at Think A. Put your finger on Think A. Focus in, okay, you guys, because this is super important to be focused. Look what it says in the instructions. Write yes if the group of words is a sentence. Write no if the group of words is not a sentence. So remember, we need to find the action. Who or what is doing it? If those things aren't there, we put no. If those things are there, we put yes, because they are a sentence. Okay, let's look at the first one. Number 1. Read the sentence with me. You can see the compass rose design under the needle of the compass. What is the action? Look at it. Take your time. What is the action? Can see, right? Okay, can see is the action. Puede ver, okay? Dice que tú puedes ver, right? Etc., etc., etc. So that is the action. Do we know who's doing it? Look at the sentence. Usually it's in the front. Usually it's right before the action. Who's doing the action? You. Is that a sentence? Tell me, is that a sentence, yes or no? Yes, it's a sentence. Okay, how do we know? Because we found the action and we found who's doing it. It's a complete thought. Let's look at number 2. Read with me. 1, 2, 3. The compass rose has 32 points on it. Is there an action? I'm going to give you a hint. There is an action. It's a very small little word. Has. What has? Who or what has? Look in front. The compass rose. Is it a sentence? Yes, it is. Okay, look at number 3. Each referring to a wind direction. Now, stop right there. If you're going to say to me, Jessica, I don't understand all these words. I do not understand all these words. Yo no puedo traducir todo eso. No me importa. You either. Don't worry. No te preocupes. Okay? You don't have to be able to translate everything in this book to know how to do the exercises. Look at this one right here. Just tell me, can you find the action? We can't find the action, and we can't find who's doing the action. I'm going to be honest with you, you can't, okay? So, your answer is what? No. Okay? No, there is no one doing an action, each referring to a wind direction. Nobody's doing nada, okay? Because the word referir is there, but nobody's doing anything with it, okay? So it's not a sentence. I'm going to give you a hint on number 4, by the way. Number 4 is just like number 3. Standing for the 4 cardinal directions. But who's standing for the 4 cardinal directions? We don't know. So it's no. And I want to show you one more. Look at number 8. Number 8. Put your finger on number 8. The most common type of compass. Is there an action in that sentence? The most common type of compass. El tipo más común. Is that a sentence? No, guys. There is no action in number 8. And because there's no action, it cannot be a sentence. It cannot be a complete thought. Okay? The rest of it, I want you to try on your own. What are you going to do? You're going to read it. You're going to look to see if there's an action and if anybody's doing the action. If you don't have the action with somebody doing it, you don't have a sentence. If you only have one of those things, it's not a sentence. Okay? So try your best on all of those. Stop the video, and when you're done with that, you can watch the next part. Okay, I know that some of you guys did this part with Miss Ashley last year. You're going to be using proofreader's marks. What are those? Okay, proofreader is this. When you read something to make corrections in writing. Okay, remember, an effective communicator says or writes something that someone is going to understand and learn from. Okay, so when you write, you have to make sure that you write correctly, which means that your sentences need a capital letter at the beginning and a period at the end. If you don't have those things, you need to correct it, but we use little marks to remind us how to correct it, and that's what you're going to learn today. Look at the first one. To tell somebody that you need to capitalize something, that means to make it a mayúscula, you put 3 lines underneath the letter, like this. Look at the first letter in the sentence. The sentence says, read the sentence with me, mix sugar with lemon juice and water to make lemonade. Ooh, yum, I love lemonade, okay? Mix sugar with lemon juice and water to make lemonade. Is that a sentence? Yes, it is, because you know what? This is cool. We're not going to get into this today a lot, but what's the action? Mix. Who's mixing? You are. Even though it doesn't say you in there, we know it's you because look, it's a command. You mix it. Sugar with lemon juice and water to make lemonade. But anyway, let's not talk about that right now. What else is the sentence missing? It needed a capital letter at the beginning, but it also needs something at the end. What does it need at the end? Sorry, at the end, that way. A period. Okay, look at the next proofreader mark. To remind somebody that you need a period, you put a little arrow pointing up and then put in the period like this. Little arrow pointing up and put your punto. Boom, así. And that's how you tell somebody that you need the period at the end. You want to practice? Of course you do. Let's do it. Okay, here we go. Look at the instructions. It says, use proofreader marks to mark which letters should be capital letters and to insert a period at the end of each sentence. Look at number 1. Lemonade is refreshing on a hot day. What are the two things missing in that sentence? A capital letter and a what? Punto. Go ahead and put your proofreader marks. Put your little lines underneath L for lemonade, for capital, mayúscula, and put your punto like this. I'll show you. Así. Okay, let's try number 2. I want a tall, icy glass now. What's it missing? A capital and a punto, a period. So you gotta put your proofreader marks. Okay, stop the video and do the other 2 by yourself. Read your sentences too. It's good practice for you. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now you get your own opportunity to be an effective communicator. Someone that says or writes something that someone understands and learns from. Okay, so look, it says right here in Write C, that's at the bottom of your page, put your finger there. Use each group of words to write a sentence. I'm going to help you with number 1, but then you have to do the other ones. Remember what a sentence is. It's a group of words that express a complete thought. It needs an action and someone doing the action. Look at the first one. Jared and Cyrus. This is what I wrote. You can write something else if you want to, but I'm going to give you an idea. Went to the baseball game with their mom and dad. What is the action? They went. Se fueron, right? Okay, they went to the baseball game. Who went to the baseball game? Jared and Cyrus. So is it a sentence? Yeah. Does it have a capital letter? Yes. Does it have a punto at the end? Yes, it does. Okay, so you get to do the other 2. The second one says, after the basketball game, what? What happened after the basketball game? Después del partido de basketball, what happened? And number 3, line, you get to put what's in the line. Enjoyed, disfrutaron, watching from the stands. So who? You gotta give the who to make that a sentence, okay? Stop the video and you're already done, guys, with page 1. And now we get to do page 2 together. Let's do it. Okay, page 2. At the very top of it, you have this box right here. Let's look at it. It says effective communicators proof and polish. That means they make it better and better all the time. Okay, look what it says. We're talking about a fragment. Everyone say that word, fragment. A fragment is a part of something. Look what it says in the definition. A fragment is a part of a sentence that does not express a complete thought. Okay, so guys, on page 1, every time that you put no on yes or no if it was a sentence, all the ones that you put no on, those are fragments. Those are things trying to be sentences, but they're not sentences because they don't have an action and someone doing the action, okay? Look. Invented in 1795. What's the action? Invented. Who invented or what invented? Nobody knows because it's a fragment. It didn't have a complete thought. It didn't tell us who invented. So look what it says on the next part. You can correct a fragment by completing the thought. Tell me what was invented. Look what it says right here. The pencil was invented in 1795. Guys, that's pretty cool. The pencil was invented in 1795. That was a long time ago. Okay, that was before your Independence Day. Okay, so that's how you complete the sentence. You can turn a fragment into a sentence by putting what was invented. Also, look what it says. A fragment can be corrected by joining it to another sentence. So now you're going to learn 2 more proofreader marks because now, you guys, you can put two fragments together to make a sentence. Look. You already know how to make the capitalization proofreading mark. You already know the insert. Now if you want to make something lowercase, that means minuscula. Or if you want to delete something, minuscula is with an LC, lowercase. Everyone say that with me. Lowercase. And to delete something, that means to borrar it, you make a little squiggle. Like that. If you can't make that right now, just put a line, okay? Why do we need to do that? Because look, let me show you. The pencil was invented in 1795 in France. Guys, in France is not a sentence, okay? There's no action there. There's nobody there, okay? So we want to combine that with the sentence before to make an even better sentence. How do we do it? We borrar the punto, and we make the I in France lowercase, minuscula, so that the sentence looks like this. The pencil was invented in 1795 in France. Ustedes sabían que el lápiz fue inventado en Francia. I did not know that. Did you know the pencil was invented in France? I did not know that. Okay, so what did you do? You took away the punto and you made a lowercase I to make a whole sentence. Now what do we get to do? We get to practice. Okay, if you focus really hard, the rest of this is not going to take very long. Look at Think A. Put your finger on the instructions. It says write an F before each group of words that is a fragment. So before you were writing no, it's not a sentence, but now you're writing what it actually is called, fragment. You write an S before each group of words that is a sentence. So now you're not writing yes, you're writing S. Then you're going to use your proofreader marks to mark which letters should be capitalized and to insert your punctuation at the end of each sentence. So the only 2 proofreader marks you're going to use this time are the capital one and the insert, okay? So let's look at the first one. This is what you're going to do. First, read the words. Let's read number 1. Wood blocks are trimmed, that's cut, okay, cut thin, into thin slats. So we read the words. Now let's see what we do on step 2. Ask yourself, is that a sentence? Well, let's see. What's the action? Trimmed. What trimmed? Wood blocks are trimmed, right? So is that a sentence? Yeah. Okay. If it's not, we put an F. If it is, we put an S and check for proofing. Okay, so put an S on number 1, like that. Now let's check for proofing. What are the things missing in this sentence? Capital letter and period at the end. So what are your proofreader marks? There you go. Next. Oops, I showed you the answer, but that's okay. Look at this one. A series of grooves. We don't have to translate to know that there is no action in that part. Is there an action? No. So we read the words, a series of grooves. It's not a sentence, so we put an F. Look at number 3. Are cut into the slats. We read the words. Is it a sentence? You tell me, is it a sentence? Well, we have an action. Do we have someone doing the action? No. So it's not a sentence. So what do we put? F. Look at number 4. Made of a mixture of graphite and clay. Is it a sentence? Well, does it have an action? Yes, made. Do we know who's making? No. So it's a what? F for fragment. Look at number 5. Long strips of lead are placed into the grooves. Is it a sentence? Well, do we have an action? Yes, are placed. Do we have what's doing the action? Long strips of lead are placed. So is it a sentence? Yes, it is. S for sentence. Then what do we do? Check for proofing. What is it missing? Capital letter, period at the end. There they are. Okay. You need to do numbers 6 through 10 by yourself, but look, I'm going to give you a pista. At the end, you should have 6 S's and 4 F's, okay? Including the ones right here. So you already have 3 F's and 2 S's. At the end, you should have 6 S's and 4 F's. That'll help you kind of know whether or not you're doing it right, okay? So stop the video and do that part. And let's keep going. Okay, almost done, and I think you guys are doing really well. Okay, look at letter B, proof. Let's read the instructions. Use proofreader marks to correct each fragment. Okay, I'm just giving you the first 2. Okay, look what it says right here. This is what we were looking at the top box today, at the beginning of this page. The strip of metal that holds the eraser to the pencil, punto, is called the ferrule. Those 2 separated are not sentences, but if you put them together, they are. And so you're going to put each of these 2 sentences together using proofreader marks. You delete, borrar your punto, your period, and you make the I a lowercase, minúscula, so you put LC. So that your sentence now looks like this. You put it all together to make it look like the strip of metal that holds the eraser to the pencil is called the ferrule. Right? Cool. Okay, let's look at the next one. Look at number 2. A machine puts the ferrule onto the pencil before it adds the eraser. You need to put those 2 together so that it's all one sentence. So what are you going to do? Delete your period and make the B a lowercase so that your sentence now looks like this. A machine puts the ferrule onto the pencil before it adds the eraser. Okay? Then the other part, you're going to do 3 and 4 by yourself, and then look at letter C. Use the fragment to write a sentence. That right there is only part of a sentence. That's what a fragment is, remember? A broken pencil on the floor. Okay? Un lápiz quebrado en el piso. What kind of sentence are you going to write about that one? Well, let me give you an example. What if I said a bird outside the window? Un pájaro afuera de la ventana. I would say, I want to take a picture of a bird outside the window. That would be my sentence. Okay? So what's yours for this one right here? Stop the video and finish B and C. Okay, I hope you're all done with your homework because I helped you go through each part of it. Now I have a fun question to ask you. What belongs to you but others use it more than you do? ¿Qué pertenece a ti pero otras personas lo utilizan más que usted? What is it? Think about it. I'll wait. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your name. It belongs to you. It pertenece a you. But others use it more than you do. Wow, okay, cool, huh? I think you guys did an amazing job today. We're going to be effective communicators, remember? You say or write things that other people can understand and learn from. Have a great day. I'm super proud of you guys. Love you. Bye.